Oh, yes, we are live, guys. I love this. Hope to God it's working today. So, thank you if you're watching this, first off. And we did this last week or 2 weeks ago, the first time we went live, and we're just sharing a lot of information. So, my name's Troy Hoffman, first off, and I'm the founder of different companies over many years. And one of the companies is called Simplurus, and it's a legal tech company, and we've been on the Inc. 500 a few times, and we've got an amazing team. The company's growing massively, and it's doing its own thing on its own now. And I had this time and moment in life where I was able to actually just be free from work. I was able to hand off the company to someone else to keep running it, who's an elite executive team running the company, who's doing amazing things, who's making amazing things happen, along with a management team, along with people that are just doing amazing things in this company. And so I had some time and space to get away and decide, okay, well, what do I really want to do next with my life? And during that time, I've surfed all over Mexico, all over the world, traveled a lot, traveled all over the US, played with some different business models. And what I kept coming up with was people that were my friends kept reaching out saying, Troy, can you help me with my business? And I was part of another coaching program over many years, and they challenged us, go build a coaching program many years ago. And so I did. I actually went and built a coaching program. And it was fun, and we did it for fun, but never thought of really turning into a business. Well, what we're doing now is actually going really, really deep with entrepreneurs. Why? Because I want to help entrepreneurs succeed where I feel like there's not a lot of people that actually are really out there helping entrepreneurs succeed at the depth and level that's really needed. Because what I've experienced is there's a lot of coaches, a lot of authors, a lot of people that know one little piece that are jumping and trying to help entrepreneur owner founders. So what my specialty is specifically is I work with owner founders, right? I work with people that want to build companies. They want to run their own business. They're 0 to 15 million in revenue, 0 to 75 employees. Why? Because that's my world. I've grown up my entire life around it. I built all my companies within this space. Beyond 15 million, I know a lot of people that are 10 times better than me. But if you're someone who wants to build a business, if you want to build a business and have it scale and have it run, and one day have it run without you, that's where I come in. I want to help you figure out, how do I live my life while I'm building my business? How do I run a business? How do I get my company just to work where it's not stressful? And so if you're someone listening today, what we're doing is a series of these talks to be truth. What does it really take to become, quote unquote, successful in business to some degree? And we have to define first, as always, what do you want? Why do you want it? What do you want your business really to look like for truth? Like seriously, you and I go hang out one day. You come to my office, either here in Cancun or come to my office in Costa Mesa, California, or we go hang out with my mom somewhere in Titusville, Florida, around Titusville, Florida, when I'm going to visit her. And we sit and we talk about, man, what is this vision that you have? That's what we talked about 2 weeks ago. And then you and I can really go deep and discuss, what is this business that you really want to build, right? Why do you want to build it? And from there, we can define what success looks like for you. And the challenge is there aren't a lot of people that are true owner founders helping mentor or coach or guide other owner founders in building really good, solid businesses that one day will run without them. And that's what we're here to do, to talk about, how do you cast your vision? How do you build your vision? How do you build a company for yourself that's going to outlive you one day? How do you build a life that you want to live in? So the question is now, is your company really producing everything you want right now? And today, the little thing we're talking about today, which is fun because we're just finding different topics for different weeks, and we're going to go to, and I'm going to learn how to do this really well, is we're going to do, I'm going to do the banner. Here you go, troyhoffman.com. If you want to reach out, find more information about us, click there. If you would like some mentoring, or like some help in building your companies, you can always click here and visit troyhoffman.com. If you need courses and information, we've got a lot of amazing things. You can always click here. Last week we talked about, what is the vision you have? What do you have? What do you want? What do you want to build, right? So these are some of the things we are working on now. So today we're going to talk about product, specifically your company. What the heck are you selling, right? And how do you improve on it? How do you innovate on it? So I'm going to go here to this. I'm still learning how to use this StreamYard. And where do I go to slides? I got to find slides again. I lost slides somehow. Banners, slides. I can't find my slides. So we're going to go to slides. And the first slide is, let's go there. Perfect. Ashley's helping me. Good job, Ash. It says, let's discuss how to elevate and innovate your product. Okay. I'm not going to stay on task here or probably stay on with these slides. But if you like the look of these slides, if you like the information on these slides, we've got some amazing PDFs, some amazing courses, all to help entrepreneurs take time to stop and think about how do you take time to think about how do I run my company better? How do I run my life better? And unless you're taking the time to truly stop and think about this, I don't think you're going to get the company you want. You're not going to get the company you want. If you don't take time to really take time to journal and kind of think about like, okay, where am I going, right? Like, what am I writing? What am I thinking about? What am I trying to build? And every time we don't do this and we stop and don't take time to think about what we're building, we don't get what we want, right? So today we're going to talk about product. Let's go to the page 2, right? Because we're going to try to stay on some of these things. Okay, next one. Do you know? Nope, next one. What differentiates you from your competition? Let's go to the next one. Next slide is ask yourself this, right? We've got a bunch of slides like this and a bunch of questions that are very specific. See, one of the gifts that you can give yourself is time and distance and patience where you're away from your business. You're away from all your friends and all your family and everybody else, and you get time alone and you give yourself the gift of clarity. And I think the question is, what is the gift of clarity you can give yourself in each aspect of your business? So last week we talked about vision. This week we talked about the product. Why? Because if you have the right product and the right mixture of products and the right design, you're going to sell something. You're going to grow it. And then you've got to be clear in that future vision, number one, so you build a product that actually manifests and brings in the vision that you have for your life. And I think here's a unique fact. I promise you this. I work with hundreds of entrepreneurs over many years, going deep, deep, deep diving. And I promise you this, inside of you somewhere is a vision. I promise you this. There is a vision. There's something specifically you want to create, a specific life you want to live. Until you get clear and unlock that, you're not going to manifest what you want. Now, how do we do that? We talked about that last week in vision. This week, we're going to say, okay, well, what's the product? What's the current vehicle I'm operating in? And how do I get this to get somewhere? And the gift I want to share today is giving you the gift of space to stop and think about it. So until we get super clear on every little detail of the product and what we're going to build and when we're going to build it, and then how do we add in the pieces that are going to take our organization to the next level, we're not going to get to the next level. Chaos will ensue if you can't write your whole business on one line on a business card. Point number one, I think. Like, you should have the vision of what you want, but the simplicity of selling your product, it's a little one-liner on a business card. Old school quote, old school business. Why? Because that's the simplicity of what we're selling most of the time. It's usually some type of bumper sticker, old school bumper sticker saying, hey, this is what my product is. Man, I sell health. I'm texting my friend Kim, I think like 11 o'clock last night. What's her product she sells? She sells health. I'm like, I want to get rid of my wrinkles, Kim. I'm like 47. I'm about to hit 50. How do I get rid of my wrinkles? And I'm texting her, does this stuff work? What should I do? How often? Why? Because her product that she sells is health. It's beauty. And I know that. And I know anything about health or beauty I want information on, I'm going to text Kim. Why? She's been selling me stuff for, I don't even know how long now. Kim, if you're listening today, you just got to text me, tell me how long I don't even know, 12, 14 years or something. She's been selling me stuff. So when I have a question about anything, like I don't want the alligator skin, this is her product. This is her brand. This is her promise. And what differentiates Kim from everybody else? She's been doing it for 14 years. I trust her now after all the years and all the conversations and all the things like, hey, at least for one part of it, what I want, I trust her. My buddy, Dr. Vince, right? His product, he's a chiropractor, but that's not his product. Dr. Vince, man, makes you go to the next level of excellence in health. He works with some of the top athletes in the country, some of the top motocross guys, some of the top performers in extreme sports. What's his product? Man, high-end health. He's able to do things at such a unique next level. I'm looking for a little micro nuances in your life to give you more energy, more passion, more fire, more ability to accomplish more of what you want every day. What's Dr. Vince's product? I don't know. I'm just talking this for the first time, but I think it's next level health or something crazy that only you can attain by working with a guy like Dr. Vince. And if you're listening today and you want to text me, man, get a hold of my cell phone, text me, 850-322-8261. I'll connect you with Dr. Vince. He's helped me with my food allergies. He's helped probably about 20 or 40 of my friends now do food allergy testing, food intolerance testing, food reaction tests. Why? So they can lose weight just like I did. Their stomachs work better. They feel clearer, more energized. That's a product. And the question is, if you're not getting the traction of the sales you want, somewhere in your life, the product's not working. What you're selling, I don't care if you're working at a job, you're selling a product, the product is you. So what's going to differentiate you from everybody else? Man, are you more motivated? Are you more passionate? Are you on more fire? Do you really want what you're selling? Do you really want to deliver whatever the product is? Man, if you're going to detail cars, be the best. I remember when I was 12, I had just started detailing cars. I was broke and I was just like, okay, I want to make money. My dad's like, go find something to do. And I think I was 12 years old. And I was like, okay, I'll detail cars. I'm doing some stuff for him. So I went and asked the neighbors, can I go detail her car? I was super proud when the neighbor said, yes, I could wash and I could detail his car. I'm 12 years old. I was super stoked. I go and did this car. Probably 3 or 4 hours, I busted my ass. I got done with that car. I finished it up. The guy even paid me. I go home. I tell my dad I did it. I made money. And my dad goes, oh, let's go look at it. So my dad drags me over to this guy's car, walks around the car, inspects like every damn inch of this. Even back in the old school days, I don't know if they still do it. I haven't detailed a car in decades now, but these have the raised letters, and I had wax all in the raised letters. He looked under the car, and there was like just big streaks of like unpolished wax on there. I mean, it was a horrible job. The rims, the tires had wax, and he's like, okay. And my dad was great. He was very patient, very kind, but he's like, hey, if you're going to do a job, you got to do it right. If you promise you're going to work for something and deliver something to somebody, you've got to give them the best product. He was elite at delivering healthcare. He was elite at changing people's lives. He was elite at transforming sick people into healthy people. Why? Because his product was health. He delivered a product of helping unhealthy people become healthy. That was his product. And he did everything he possibly could do with his entire life to deliver that to people. That's a product. That's Simpluris, one of the companies that I'm a part of that I get to help found. And our product is elite technology with elite customer service and elite execution and elite data tracking at the microscopic level. No one in our industry can even come close to the level of technology and systems and processes we built. They just can't. We have taken the last 15, maybe longer years to build the most comprehensive technology system in the industry that is robust and truly tracks every detail around one person. That is just one of the things. And when we don't get the product right and we're generic, things go bad, things go under. And that's just the truth of the matter. And so if you're in your business today and you're doing something, whatever you're doing, you got to stop and just go, okay, how do I give myself the gift that we talked about earlier, that gift of separation, that gift of clarity, the gift of space and time, where you get through a bunch of questions. You take time to go through the journal and you say, what is my real product? What am I delivering? What are people really buying from me? What am I giving to them? And we keep asking different questions, in different ways and hitting it. Because for things to change, I must change. For your company to get better, you must get better. For things to change, I must change. For things to get better, I must get better. That is the quote. Well, how do we get better? We have to get better by looking at the way we're processing information, looking at the way we're thinking about things, looking at the way we ask ourselves the right questions in the right way at the right time to get the right answers so we take action at that moment. And listen to this, catch this quote, write this quote down. Man, follow the signs, ignore the cost. Follow the signs, ignore the cost, because it will be shitty. It'll be horrible. It'll be painful. It'll be dark. You will crawl through 500 yards of shit before you come out clean on the other side, like Shawshank Redemption style. I promise you that. Because once you have the vision and once you're willing to pay the price, the only difference between people that actually get somewhere and the people that don't is those that are willing to pay the price and suffer at a level that other people will not suffer at because they are not committed to the process. So for us to get what we want, if you really truly have a big dream, if you really truly have a big vision, I would challenge you today that part of that is you suffering through the process to build the product that attracts the customers to get the results you're seeking. And I think the hard part is we never really get to take the time to ask ourselves these questions. So the question now would be, where in your calendar are you going to take time to sit and journal and be like, man, how can I improve what I'm delivering to the world? If you've got a job right now, if you just got a book you're delivering, a course you're delivering, if you're selling a SaaS company right now, if you're selling a product, I know people building, I'm working with one client who's building a massive multifamily company. Another person is doing vinyl siding, company scaling it. In any industry, this can happen. How do we go to the next level? How do we push it forward to the next thing that's going to improve it to the point that we're going to attract more people so we can impact more lives, so we can change the people around us and our world and the people around us for better? Because what we do need more than ever with all the shit going on and all the bank failures and all the Fed changing interest rates all the time is entrepreneurs that are committed to the process, to build better products, to build a better life, to build a better future. Because the only way past and out of all of this is people that are passionate, who give a flying fuck about the world and actually want to impact other people's lives and pour into people and deliver the best of everything they possibly can from their hearts to the world. And I think that's the difference between greatness and people that just don't do much. They just don't add value. I believe if you're out there today watching or listening to this, somewhere inside of you said, Troy, I want to add value to the world. I want to impact life, not only my life, not only my family's life, but the world around me. And great entrepreneurs have a passion for impacting the world around them. Man, it goes back. You read great biographies. There is something driven. They just see something. And it doesn't matter how far back you read biographies of entrepreneurs. If they're ship captains in the 1600s that are trying to ship spices around the Horn of Africa, you read these stories and you read their biographies, you're like, man, that's a pretty crappy profession. They were cold, they were wet, they had storms, they almost died. Their boats would end up shipwrecked at different times. Like the people that went whale hunting, I mean, I'm sure some of you have read some of the books about the famous whale hunters, where even Moby Dick came from, the story, right? These are pretty crappy professions in some ways, but these people are passionate about doing what they did. And somewhere there's something inside of you that's calling you forward. And no matter how dark it is, or how grim the situation is right now, or how desperate things may be getting, because it does. There's no entrepreneur that does something great that does not suffer in some way, shape, or form. It just happens. There is some dark side to building a business. There's the dark side to achieving. There's the dark side of things you just have to crawl through and fight through to come out clean on the other side, Shawshank Redemption style. And the question is today now, where are you going to take time on that calendar to journal this out? Then, after you journal this out and think through some of the questions we're delivering you today, if you want copies of these slides, please email, text us, get a hold of us. We're accessible. And if not, if we get buried messages, find a way to find us. Trust me. I spend my life dedicated to other entrepreneurs. I want to see people excel at the highest level. And hey, here's a question. I just dealt with a CFO service that did not deliver a good quality service. I called the owner out. He had attitude about it, didn't deliver anything for 5 months. And then he's like, oh, I did work. I didn't charge you this. And he didn't even know about his own product. He was so disconnected. The level of all of it was like, okay, I'm leaving. There's other CFO services, fractional CFO services out there. I don't need to do this. People are going to leave if you don't hear this from them. So where today, is there an aspect of your business that we can help you improve on? Where today, is there an aspect of you that you need to change to improve your company or your product? Because I would say right now, if you're a $0 to $15 million company with 0 to 75 employees, somewhere in that space, if you want the change you're seeking, you've got to find the way to change first. That's just the way it works. And so it's the way you think, the way you act, and the way you take action. If you want help in this area, honestly, if you want help thinking through this, hey, if you've got the money, of course, we're going to bill you and charge you for my time, or other friends of mine that we work with on a regular basis to help different companies move forward in different ways. If you're broke, we'll try to give you some resources and try to help you along the way, because I don't want to leave. Literally, the quote is this: no entrepreneur left behind. Why? Because there isn't a lot of people enough. Let me rephrase it. There isn't enough great people that are truly out there trying to help other people succeed in their businesses, succeed in their companies, truly help them think through at a high level, because everybody's just trying to take. Man, we're here to try to help deliver and give as much as we can to help you get to the next level, because I want to give what I wish I was getting when I was building a company. I want to help you find the tools, the techniques, and the tactics to get there faster and not suffer like I did. I want to give you the environment and the connection. And if you ever need to talk to anybody, man, I am always here for you. I mean, I mean that at the highest level. Why? Because it is hard. It is difficult. It is challenging to run these companies. So we're going to get through some of these slides. I promise tonight, Ash. We're going to get through some of these slides. Some of the slides that these people make, a lot of these were made by Aaron and another guy, Ashley, that are absolutely amazing. So look outside the obvious. A lot of these are great. I think we just need to give copies of these slides out, honestly. Here's one thing, though, I think you would love. So if we can go to this one, invite customers into your story. So you define your product, and a lot of it, I would say, is, man, how do you get your customers to actively become part of your success? And one of the greatest gifts I was given, right when I started my company, I had a group of attorneys that literally poured into me right away. Like, these guys, they would give me tons of feedback and tons of guidance. And I still keep in touch with several of them, even today, to this point. And I would say one of the gifts I got was I got involved with a community of clients that my product was being analyzed, 24/7. And that community would chat about it and talk about it. And when we screwed up something, well, everybody knew about it. But it gave us such peer pressure that I was so driven because of that environment to build the highest quality company I could. And I think one of the reasons we don't grow and we don't build at the level we could is because sometimes we don't have the peer pressure. We don't have that community kind of pushing us for the next level. I think a lot of people grow because there is some type of peer pressure. There's people that we pull around us in some way, shape, or form to analyze us. So if you're not getting the growth you want in your life, one, you probably don't have the mentor, coach, or guide helping you. Two, you probably don't have the community around you that is helping you push at the highest level. So do you have guides? Do you have mentors? Do you have coaches that are pushing you in all areas of your personal and professional life to help you get to that next level? I literally have been working with 2 family offices, 4 different tax attorneys, I don't know, probably about 12 or 14 different entrepreneurs that I've gone deep with to understand how are they doing tax planning. And I'm losing my voice tonight from talking all day, because it isn't easy to even learn tax planning and what businesses should do. So my latest journey is like, how are people actually going deep on tax planning for different aspects of their businesses and their personal lives and the combination. I even flew to Puerto Rico for, I don't know, like 10 days just to go check out and meet with different people living there and ask them how they're doing it. How are they running their businesses? I went and saw one of my buddies, Al, who's got like 160 employees in Puerto Rico now from another company he started there, where other people just have like one or two employees or doing the, the Act 60 thing. Because I wanted to actually see physically how people are doing things. And so I'm actually getting to help two entrepreneurs go deep in their long-term tax planning because of all this experience I've had. Why? Because I'm passionate about the product. I'm passionate about helping 0 to 15 million, 0 to 75 million, 75 employee companies grow and scale and not suffer like I did in the process. So as we keep going through these growth opportunities and these challenges, I want you to know that you're not alone in this. Like there's people out there, me, other people out there that you can reach out to, text, call. Because I promise you, if you're not getting the results you want, you're not subjecting yourself to a disciplined approach of being analyzed and pushed and prodded forward on a clear path that you chose for yourself, that you tell others that you want. And then if you did that, and then we got together and our topic tonight's product, and we sat down and we went through some of these questions, right? And we'd ask, did you invite your customers to be a part of it? Did you incorporate your vision and values and your mission into all of this, right? We would methodically go through all of this in your stuff. Did you ask employees and customers for feedback? Why are you buying from us instead of the competition? We would go through this methodically with you in, week out, day in, day out, year in, year out conversations. And I promise you this, if you're not doubling almost every 12, 18, 24 months in your business, somewhere you're stuck personally as a leader. And this is for owner founders. Like you're stuck personally, and we've got to change your mind, your thoughts, your habits, your beliefs, your behaviors. And if you're not getting the results, it's because of something in your habits, something in your thoughts, something in your belief system, something in your core values. And then we can look at your business. Because I promise you this, everything going on in your business is a reflection of you in some way. You chose the product, you chose the business, you chose the employees, you chose the vision. So if something's not working in your life, it's all because of you. I'm doing it. I've hired a guy in marketing so I can learn marketing and live at a higher level of marketing. A lot of me doing these broadcasts is not to try to sell. It's just for me to get better at speaking, at me to get better at, practice getting out there and marketing and selling myself. I'm not a person that's like a salesman of myself or salesman of my new companies or new ideas. That's not really me. I'm a deep dive. I like to think. I like to work one-on-one with the owner founders and help them sit in rooms for 4 or 6 hours on a Friday night or so. Man, I think 4 weeks ago, I spent a Sunday night from 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night with one owner founder that he wanted me to fly in to come help him with his business. And he needed a quiet space to dive deep about his company by himself, away from the world. And he needed someone, he could trust and go deep. And we sit there and whiteboard in my office in Costa Mesa for hours on a Sunday night. And that's a gift that we can give each other. Because at any level, that if I can do that for them, they can do that for somebody else. That's how we change this country. That's how we change the economic environment of America right now, or just the economic environment of the world as it is. That's how we get rid of corruption. That's how we get rid of negative and greedy entrepreneurs. That's how we get rid of people that are taking advantage of other people when great people rise to go impact and help other people. So I'm doing this as much to share what I know to you as you can go and encourage and do it for other people, as so I can get better at this as well. So I think we are almost done with our little half hour today. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, we got some more fun and exciting topics. We're going to run a series of these every Wednesday night so I can help share what I know on different topics to try to help you. If this helps you in any way, please reach out to us and share this information. If we can help you in any way, please contact us. Would love to help you, and would love to help you get what you want. It's what I live for, man. Honestly, I live to like helping other entrepreneurs build these visions. It's the most fun thing I could possibly imagine. This is my golf game. This is my surf game. This is what I'm passionate about. So love you guys. Have an amazing night. Hope you have an amazing night. Hope you learned something. Take time for yourself. Go journal. Go think through some questions we can send you these slides. Reach out, email us. Go to troyhoffman.com and connect with us. So have a great night. See you next time.